Okay, all right, so today we're going to talk about odds. So odds is something, where have you heard anything about odds?
Sports betting.
Sports betting, right? Sports betting, right? You get a lot of, well, not that you guys would do a lot of sports betting, but odds, right? Okay, so
You
we're
don't know
talking
that.
about odds.
You don't know that.
Okay, so I don't know that. Okay, I guess I don't. I don't want to know either. Okay, so odds, because we're on page 141, bottom of the page, where it says part 2. Odds make it easier to deal with money transfers associated with gambling. Oh, here we go. Gambling, right? That is why the odds are commonly used in casinos, lotteries, and racetracks. Although lottery and casinos usually do not like to advertise the odds. Why don't they like to advertise the odds? Because it's discouraging, right? When you hear that the Powerball is okay, whatever, but then you look at the odds and it's like 292 million to 1. That's never happening, right? I mean, 292 million to 1. So here you go. Just a little bit of reference. Just a little bit of reference, okay? Realistically, anything greater than 1 million to 1 is not happening. Okay, realistically. Okay, so that's kind of where you draw the line. So when I was a nuclear engineer, part of my job was, or my main job was, I was called a probabilistic risk assessment engineer. In other words, I would model the power plant, the nuclear power plant, and find out if we had an accident, what is the odds of us releasing radiation to the environment? Because that's what you want to prevent, right? As a nuclear power plant, the worst thing that could ever happen would be to release radiation to the environment, right? That's what you don't want to do. If you have a problem, an accident, but it's contained within your nuclear power plant, you're okay. You did your job, right? You did not, there was nothing detrimental to the safety of the public, okay? So, what kind of accidents have we ever had in the United States? Did we ever had a nuclear accident?
Yeah.
No? 3 Mile Island. Okay. 3 Mile Island, TMI. We actually had an accident. It was like in New York. Okay. But we never released anything. Okay. Nuclear disaster, you come to think, what do you think? Chernobyl, right? Chernobyl released a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff. And then Japan, Fukushima, right? Again, you released a lot of bad stuff, right? Okay. Not good. Okay. So there you go. So probabilistic. So when I'm doing probability, I am looking at the chain of events that needs to happen. What needs to fail for this to happen? Okay, so that was my job. So it was the odds, figuring out the odds of these things happening, these bad things happening, okay? All right. So let's go and flip the page. Now we're looking at the definitions. There's an orange box there. Santos, read that for us.
The actual odds against event A occurring are the ratio PA usually expressed in the form of AB or A to B, where A and B are integers reduced using the largest common factor. A equals 16 and B equals 4. Express the odds as 4 to 1 instead of 6 to 4. The actual odds in favor of the event A occurring are the ratio PA, which is the reciprocal of the actual odds against the event. The odds against an event are A to B, and then the odds are in favor of B to A. Payoff what?
Okay.
Payoff odds
Yeah, keep on going.
against event A occurring are the ratio of net profit if you win to the amount you bet.
Okay, all right, so, thanks. So let's say that we were rolling the dice, okay? And I'm trying to figure out the probability of rolling a 1, okay? So the probability of me rolling a 1 is what? 1 in 6, correct? It's 1 in 6, okay? So, what are the odds of me rolling a 1?
6 to 1.
Is it?
1 to 6.
Is it 1 to 6 or 1 to 5? Look at the definition. What is the probability of me not rolling a 1? 5 over 6. So if you look at your book states that the odds of rolling a 1 is this, right? So this would be 1 over 6 to, which is 1 to 5, right? Me rolling, right? A 1 is 1 to 5. The odds are 1 to 5. The odds against me rolling a 1 would be what? You would just flip these, correct? Because that would be against, right? Against not rolling a 1, right? This is against 5 to 1. Okay? So it's kind of the same thing we've done before. It's just expressing it in a different way, right? We're talking about odds now. Okay? All right? So that's how you work that. So let's see if we can do the example there. If you bet $5 on a number 13 in a roulette, your probability of winning is 1 out of 38. But the payoff odds are given by the casino as 35 to 1. Why are they only going to pay you 35 to 1? Why wouldn't they pay you 38 to 1? Well, it should be 38 to 1, right? They rounded? Well, I don't think so. This is how they make money. Right? They're shorting you. Right? Because your odds are 38 to 1. You should, if I place $1, they should pay you $38, but they're only going to pay you 35. Okay? Has anybody seen a roulette before? Everybody know what a roulette is, right? You kind of, and then you have the little marble or ball that goes round and round and it lands one of these numbers, correct? So the numbers are 1 through 36. But why is it that it's 1 through 38? Because there's a 0. Okay? So 1 through 35, or 1 through 36 plus a 0 would be 37.
They just added up.
Well, why 38?
They
Because they said that the odds are 38 to 1, right? Look at the picture. Look at the picture there. You have 1 through, and I'll see, I'm not going to make you count these, but there's 1 through 36, and then there's that green 0, right? Which means there are 37 slots. Okay?
just make it sound.
The reason why it's 38 is because this is trivia, you don't have to know this. The roulette wheel that is shown here is a European roulette wheel. In the European roulette, there's only 1 0. So it's 37. So there are 37 here, okay? In an American roulette wheel, there is a 0, and then there's a double 0. They have 2 zeros. That's why it's 38 to 1. Okay? All right? Okay? So yeah, so the book is giving you the wrong picture here. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and do it. A, find the actual odds against the outcome of 13. Okay, so the odds of me running a 13, right? So we're doing 13, correct? Is what? 1 out of 38, right? Odds against, or the probability of not getting a 13 is what?
37.
The rest, right? 37 out of 38. Correct? So therefore, this would be what?
37 to 1.
So this would be 1 to 37. Right? Odds against a 13 is going to be just flipping this around, right? 37 to 1. Okay? So that's A would be find the actual odds. Okay, you got that. how much net profit would you make by winning if you, how would you make if you win by betting $5? If you bet $5, they're gonna pay you what? How much are they gonna pay you? 175, right? 35 times 5, right? Because they're paying you 35 to 1.
This is not that.
It's not-
And you go broke.
Okay, this is not what you want to learn today, okay?
Daniel,
All right.
the love for gambling.
Third C. If the casino was not operating for profit and the payoff odds were changed to match the actual odds against 13, then instead of you getting paid 175, you would get paid what? You would get paid 38 to 1, right? So you would get paid 100 and, no,
Well, now it's 190.
it's 5 times 38, so yeah, 190? 190, which means that you would make $185, right? Okay, all right. We're done. We're done for the day. Any questions? So again, we didn't learn anything really kind of new, but it was a new way of expressing the same thing we've done before, right? How do you set the odds? What do the odds actually mean? What does odds against mean? Okay? All right.